battle for Middle-earth is about to begin.
So it begins.
Send these foul beasts into the abyss!
It's my power.
The great battle of our time.
Welcome to the Zorpazorp Battle Games in Middle-earth livestream. In this series, we cast our gaze back in time to the roots of our beloved Middle-earth strategy battle game to explore the fortnightly magazine serial Battle Games in Middle-earth. Each episode, we will delve into a single issue, poring over a treasure trove of retro gaming, following in-depth painting guides, terrain tutorials, and some crazy battle reports, all with a modern twist so you guys can enjoy them in your games at home. With each installment, we'll also focus on a release of models that accompanied the magazine, following their journey from painting bench to tabletop, and then at the end of every live stream, they'll be randomly assigned to one of our loyal Patreons to continue their days of gaming abroad, spreading the gospel of Zorpazorp. So, in the immortal words of the magazine itself, let battle commence. Welcome back to Zorpazorp Streams. I assume this is working. Let me know down in the comments. We are firing from the hip this evening in a very hodgepodge stream setup, but we are here and we are streaming. That is the main thing. We are diving back into our streams. This channel is sort of in the middle of its soft... Why is there a screenshot in the middle? Hang on. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go back to OBS and let's turn off this layer. Get out of here. What even are you? Right, there we go. Now I should be here. So, we have got a pretty baller little hobby session this evening. And as I was saying, our streams are kicking off in a big way. They are kind of returning. We've got some epic plans, but we are still in the middle of rebuilding our live streaming studio now that we've arrived here in New Zealand. So I'm trying to sort of stream every now and then when I can, just to kind of start building back up to the full launch of all of our streaming campaigns. So tonight we're going to be doing some pretty fun personal hobby. I mean, I'll probably turn it into a video eventually, but this is a project that's been kind of on my mind for ages. And I never find the time to work on my own stuff. So this is what we're going to be doing tonight. Lockie getting something done that he wants to do for his own project. And we'll talk about what it is in a moment. It's Balrogs. It's all things Balrogs. I'm just going to jump over to the chat and say hello, make sure this is all functioning workingly. Yes, it looks like it is. I can see bits of chat. I can see people coming through. A-Wing's here, Wade Hudson's here, Mario Benito's here, Angus is here, Keldak, Glenn, Tommy Lanen. Oh look, Zorpazorp's here. I've got two computers running at the moment. In my other office, I've got my main channel logged in, checking that this is working, and here we are on Zorpazorp Streams. Connor says, let this be the hour when we draw swords together. So, as you can see, I've got a sort of half-assembled hobby desk. Here, let me switch to my other camera view. Look at, I mean, you're getting a little taste here, guys. A little taste of the future here. We're going to have multiple camera angles. Look, you can still see me. Oh, look at the shirt coming off. Oh, that's the old logo. Whoops. I should not be wearing that on stream. But anyway, it's fine. Man, this studio is heating up. So we've got a whole bunch of excellent projects here ahead of me. I've switched views now, so just let me know if you guys can still hear me while I'm here in this space. We've got two cameras running, we've got mics running, and we have got so much juicy stuff here. So, this is Commander, the Demon General of Cygnus. Now this is a Horus Heresy model, I think. It is Horus Heresy, isn't it? It's not 40k? I'm sure Commander is Horus Heresy. Yeah, Demon General of Cygnus. That's Cygnus Prime. Horus Heresy. He's a big old stonking demon. And he is the first of many to go on the chopping block to dive into some pretty mental Balrog action. So, I've had this kind of like dream for ages, actually. I think I first I think I fit. Wadey says, I've seen that model and thought that would make a sick Balrog. Yeah, so this is basically what started happening. And it began when Be'lakor got released. I don't even know who Be'lakor is. He's some big, crazy demon in the 40k verse. Presumably he's doing demon things. And I saw that model, and GW was supposed to send it to me, and then it never arrived. Which was like a whole thing. I don't know, someone at the post office got a free Be'lakor, man. It probably never left the warehouse in the UK, and it was, in the midst of a bunch of different stuff that was changing. But he never arrived. But when I got the email saying, oh, this review stock for Be'lakor is on the way, I was like, oh man, I should do a video converting Be'lakor into a Balrog. People would love that. And then Be'lakor didn't arrive. I got busy, and stuff happened. Stuff happened, and it never happened. And then I was listening to the Silmarillion again for the billionth time earlier this year. Now we're talking. I can't remember when Be'lakor came out. And I had just been sent K'Bandr, which is this big guy, this big stonking demon, who I was planning on using in a heresy campaign, and may still do that. Just because he's going to change a little bit doesn't mean he won't be a good demon. And I had the idea again of converting K'Bandr into a big stonking Balrog, because I mean, look at this guy. Look at it. He's a Balrog, man. He's I mean, apart from the fact that he has wings, because let's not get into that. Where's J-Mac? He better be awake. I saw Alex is watching. Alex, can you message J-Mac and tell him to get on here? And and Mikey from Nat One Videos has very strong opinions on whether Balrogs should have wings or not. Mac Attack has joined us. Hey Mac, how are you? Richard Clemmer, surprise stream. Let's see some building. Wade says this is going to be exciting. Oh man, I haven't streamed properly in yonks, right? I know. I'm sorry, but they're coming back, I promise. And we did a stream 2 weeks ago when Adam was here, and that was a battle report stream, so I couldn't really chat to you guys and actually be keyed in with the chat, because it was, I was managing Benji and Ollie as well, and no, Ollie didn't come. It was Alex, wasn't it? Alex from Battle Camper and Benji, because Ollie couldn't make it. So I'm excited to hang out for an hour or two and actually get to chat to you guys in the chat. Fush, welcome from Germany. Gil Hooley 40k says good morning, good morning. Let me know in the chat where you guys are watching from and what you're working on at the moment. Some of you might be at work, just waking up. Obviously, if it's nighttime here in New Zealand, so that's where I am now, it's probably morning time in a lot of the spots around the world. Can't wait to see the hot wire coming out for the foam Balrog, says Shakos and Spruce. Not quite. There's going to be some pretty fierce plastic bashing. So anyway, I was listening to the Silmarillion, and there's so many epic scenes with Balrogs. Obviously, there's, the fall of Gondolin with Glorfindel's duel, Ecthelion versus Gothmog, the Lord of Balrogs in the Fountain Square before the King's Halls. There's lots of stuff just in Gondolin. But even earlier, there's just so many epic sequences. But one that I absolutely love is there's sort of two big duels that are my favorite duels in kind of the Silmarillion space, and that's Fingolfin's death against Morgoth, which I'm putting a pin in for another day, and then there's Fingon getting absolutely butchered by Gothmog and his Balrog guard. And I had this idea of building a pretty intense diorama that is the death of Fingon. And Fingon dueling 5 Balrogs. So then I was okay. And I was just as I was having this idea, K'Bandr came out a few months later. I'm still kind of ruminating this idea. Angron comes out for the World Eaters, and I'm that's a Balrog right there, man. So the plan is I want 5 Balrogs. One of them is going to be K'Bandr. One of them is going to be Be'lakor. One of them is going to be Angron. One of them is going to be the new... I think it was there was a new Demon Prince model. Plastic big Demon Prince. Just generic Demon Prince that came out that looks super Balroggy. And then one maybe will be... I've got a gorgeous 3D printed big kind of thing that my mate Kenny sent me years ago. For some of you might remember when we did the Zorpazorp Secret Santa. It was a long time ago. So, and then that guy could be in there as well. That's actually, to be started, the idea first started ruminating when Kenny sent me that 3D print 3 years ago. So anyway, I've been dreaming about this forever. Super Balroggy is a great term, says Adam from 3D Games, Wargaming and Terrain. So anyway, The only one I have right now, apart from my print, which is off in the garage, is Kabanda, and I wanted to start the project by kind of kit bashing. Now, obviously, the whole kind of premise of the idea creatively is that all of these big demon models look like they've got like a Balrog-y essence, but they look ridiculous for like Middle Earth. They're covered in skulls and chaos iconography. But I don't see that as like an inhibition. I see that as like a really sexy challenge. So what I want to do is like work through all of the different pieces. Hey, Kenny's here! Kenny! Hey, dude. I want to work through all of these like really like 40k aesthetic models and like totally bring them back into the much more like minimalist, gritty kind of realist aesthetic that like with the PJ's films have established, and then apply that to this specific diorama. And so the dream is to have 5 heavily converted Balrogs. I want to have Fingon, who I'm going to make by using the new Glorfindel model, so that I can finally have an excuse to play with that. And in terms of the composition of the diorama, if anyone has seen The Last Light, which is a stunning diorama, oh man, I think oh god, I can't, how can I not remember his name? Incredible sculptor and painter, Roman... starts with L. I can't remember. If someone can remember who the sculptor behind The Last Light is, I'm just very tired. I should know his name. I've been staring at that diorama for like years and years. It's a gorgeous diorama that won, I think, a Slayer sword in the diorama category at Golden Demon, and it's this Space Marine jetpacking up away, on like shooting down, and this horde of termagants like building up, all layered on top of each other, sort of stacking towards this Marine at the top, down at them. So I want to do the same thing. I want to create the same idea in terms of visual form. Yes, Roman Lepat. I was going to say Lepat. Thank you so much, Tom Layden. So I want to have that same essence of form with like the 5 Balrogs kind of morphing together into this mass that goes up to Fingon at the very top, like, I don't know, jumping on them, or like getting maybe he's been like sent flying by Gothmog, who's at the top. I thought of potentially even having like 4 or 5 Fingons like through the diorama, like that represent like different moments of his death, until, like, you know, maybe he gets, like, dismembered in the final bit or something. Anyway, heaps of silly ideas, but basically all we're going to be doing tonight is me pissing about with this sculpt I haven't even looked at yet, and seeing what it is, and trying to do some converting. Hey, J-Mac! He says, oi, 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 a fellow Balrog connoisseur. No, sorry, that's not what he said. He said Scotland. Let me just get into character here. Scotland. Oi, a fellow Balrog connoisseur. No, that's not Glasgow. Hang on, I gotta get a Glaswegian on. A Glasgow. Oi, oi, a fellow Balrog connoisseur, you cutie bear. Amazing. I wonder how many years that's going to be socially acceptable for. Banging out the Glaswegian accent. Alright, let's have a look at what on earth we've got. So less of my face, Lockie, and more of my... At what point does this become racist? Yes, this is what I was just considering. Kenny, and decided to maybe move topic rather quickly. It's fine. It's all fine. Let's move on. Oh yeah, there's 45 people hanging and banging in. Not much longer, hopefully, since Raptastic Paints. We're moving right along. Okay, now I can't see. Okay, if I go. There we go. Okay, so what do we got here? We got a wing. Now, okay, the first thing to discuss is, are my Balrogs having wings? And the answer is yes. It's like a whole thing of do Balrogs have wings or not? They don't. They definitely don't. Tolkien, when he mentions the wings of shadow that are coming up behind, it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor to represent the pall of darkness that accompanies this Balrog. But PJ's designers kind of took that to that sort of really beautiful literal aspect, and I don't know, it kind of walks the line a bit. Sure, it looks like he's got wings, but they are those wings of shadow, so it's almost like the film is being metaphorical. But obviously, when you're building something physical as Games Workshop, you have to make a decision, and they decided wings, and yet didn't give him the fly special rule. So they clearly knew he's not supposed to have wings, so maybe the whole model is just a metaphor, and that's what we're going for. This whole model is going to be all metaphorical, so my Balrogs are having wings, and why? Because it looks awesome. That's why they're having wings. So here we got a wing. This is a wing. A Balrog wing, if I've ever seen one. Let's see what else we got here. We have another Balrog wing. Now, Look at, man, these don't even need to change. Oh, I think this one goes together. Oh, it totally does. No? No, it totally doesn't. It is the exact opposite of totally going together. It doesn't go a lot. It doesn't go together. But these wings like are not going to need to be modified at all. They look absolutely like Balrog wings. I'm wondering if this is a miscast or if there is hopefully a spine to attach to that. Even here, if we look at this shoulder joint, I don't know how close I can get before it blows out. Is it that way to make it duller? Yeah, there we go. That might be nicer anyway. You can see here the skin tone literally looks like Balrog. It's the same type of skin texture. This is a Balrog. This is a Balrog. Okay, so we've got some wings. I do have the instructions here, which I almost left behind in Australia and then found like the day I was leaving. Oh yeah, look, I see. So it's not a miscast. Those spines are all somewhere in a box here. Okay, so we've got... I've also realized that I haven't washed any of this, but anyway, let's just move on. Which piece is this? So this is the right wing, I think. This is a very Republican wing there. This wing over here, he looks like a Democrat, I think. Yes, he's the left wing. This is we're getting into a whole other landscape now. Instructions right next to you. Men don't use instructions. Well, you tell that to Forge World and their insane spree of pieces. You know what? I think I might have been right the first time. I think this is supposed to join together. Oh, I see. There's stuff. It needs cleanup. That's why it's not joining properly. Once I clean that up, that join absolutely will go together. So here are our little wingy wings for that side. This is another big, gorgeous wing. That's definitely a damaged piece, so I'll have to resculpt that a bit. But it has been posted to my house and then to New Zealand. And here looks like our other wing bit. Whoa, how does this guy go together? Like that? Oh, like that. So something like that. It's got these two big, sexy wings. God, these things look amazing. These look so good. Okay, so we got some wings here. And then we got these, like, just boxes of bits. Boxes and boxes of bits. I'm not going to touch this little detail thing because it's too scary. There is an amazing scenic base, which has like a dead Mark IV Space Marine, and like very chaosy iconography. I think... Oh, is that a Dreadnought? Holy shit, that's a Dreadnought! There's a Blood Angels Dreadnought on the base. He's standing on a Dreadnought next to a Mark IV Marine. I love that, but we do not need this in any way, shape, or form today. Anders says, Lockie hitting hard with the political commentary this morning. Oh, so yeah, just wordplay. We're not going into that landscape. Oh my god. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Then, we've got this guy. So here is our chest. Here is our beefy... Oh, look at this, guys. I can zoom in. Is it going to be able to keep the focus? Yeah, here we go. So this is our head. And look at that, man. That's a Balrog. I don't even need to convert this guy's head. Angron's head, I think, is going to need to be converted. But I'm not touching this guy's head. He looks like a Balrog. He looks like a Balrog. Adam from 3D Games says, defo some dreadnoughts in the Silmarillion. J-Mac says, I remember Gothmog's Troll Guard had a dreadnought in it. So this looks fantastic. Let's keep looking through these body pieces. What the hell is this? That looks like some sort of waist. Yes, that's his waist, which goes there, I think. Now, this is the sort of stuff I'm talking about. All of the flesh, I don't really think is going to need to be changed that much. Maybe I will sculpt a little bit more scales with green stuff, because we want to get that, like, ash, fiery work. Richard Clemmer says, I thought Cabander's mask and helmet looked pretty cool, to be honest. Yeah, I think it looks fantastic. It's a stunning sculpt. This whole model is gorgeous. But like this, for instance, that chaos iconography, I mean, I could just take the whole thing off. Or I could just take the icon and turn it into like some sort of Morgoth symbol. I don't know what we'd put there. What's kind of... Hello, Frederick. Gandalf should have come back as a dreadnought, says Tom Layden. Then we've got these little legs. And so, like, I'd be looking to find ways to make stuff not... Like there's got to be a point to this conversion, right? So, something that makes it kind of interesting. So, I'd probably want to maybe carve away some of the really obvious octet points. I don't know, we've got decisions here. And the other thing that's terrifying is this is like a $500 model. So, if I stop it up... Frederick says, what are we doing? Converting a Demon Prince. No, we're converting Commander, Demon General of Cygnus, a $500 Forge World model, into a Balrog. For no reason other than I'm an idiot. Let's have a look at what else we got here. The great thing is, to be honest, we've actually probably started with the easiest, because I would say that Commander, of all of the kind of demon-y stuff, like Angron is just covered in skulls. It's just skulls for days. Whereas this guy, I mean, I just found a whole thing of skulls, but like it's not, his stuff like isn't insanely overdone. My phone's pinging quite aggressively here, so I just want to make sure someone's not saying, Lockie, the stream's turned off. Not sure why they're saying in that voice. Yeah, just walls. Sorry, I'm coordinating with one of my mates who's 3D printing me a whole bunch of stuff. Hey Sam, if you're watching. Beautiful. Printing me some very exciting bits and pieces. Need to make sure those are going on the printer tonight. Hey Gis, how you going? Well, let's be honest, he's definitely is, but in the best way. Daniel says, sup everyone, also remember to stream. iWing says, no you are not, but I can't remember what I said in that's relation to. Mercy, do some classic Balrogs. Okay. So yeah, it's... Oh, whoa, look at this. Is this a horn? Tell me this is a horn. Oh no, it might be a tail. It's probably a bit big to be a horn. Yeah, it's way too big to be a horn. What am I talking about? I think it's a tail. Where are the instructions? Where are the instructions? I have no idea what this is. Is this like a lizardman piece? Is this even from him? It probably is. Let's have a look. I presume it's his tail. Yes, it's his tail. Oh, look, there's like full-on, very detailed instructions. Oh, he's got a helmet! He's got a helmet! Where's the helmet? That'll be in the detail box. So perhaps there's not going to be a great deal of work to do to these body pieces. Maybe a lot of the work will be choosing not to add all of the bling. We'll see. We'll see how much... I don't know, maybe I can get your feedback on this, guys. Like... We want it to look like a Middle-earth model, but also the Silmarillion has a little bit more of a classic fantasy vibe than Lord of the Rings. But like, how much should I be taking down? Obviously, Morgoth would have had his dudes covered in iconography as well, but should I be getting rid of these little pointy details in here, or are they okay? Are they minimalist enough? These massive symbols down here for Khorne, do they need to go? Because they're specifically Khorne. My gut feeling is that probably needs to go. The really obvious Khorne iconography, I think, needs to go. I also like the idea of, like, people might look at the model and be like, oh, whoa, all of that work to get rid of that stuff, right? Yes, Wade says, can you convert some of the armor into flames or cracking lava flows? That's an awesome idea. Anything to bring in that fiery aspect, right? Because if we look at the Commander model, there's nothing here that is screaming fire. We need to add fire. His mane of black hair I can turn into a mane of flames, for sure. But we do need more of that cracking kind of stuff. Okay, so let's put his big body parts just over here to the side. We've got 2 legs, a torso, a waist... I haven't looked at his arms yet. Let's go there next. Like, for instance, there's this loincloth thing, which is, like, super Khorne. I would say that we don't add this. This feels exceptionally 40k. Oh, yeah, look at this. Richard Clemmer says, are you getting rid of his loincloth? I would say that we would. And then we'll kind of re-sculpt the hole where this would join into some sort of plate. Yeah, well, we're using heaps of green stuff, Connor. Some smoke effects might help cover up the 40k stuff. Very true, Tommy. So I would say that this is probably like just in a don't even add on the model. It's so 40k and demon-y, or 30k, grimdark. It's so grimdark. So let's put that in the reject pile for now, along with this Space Marine base. And now let's have a look at these other detail pieces. We're gonna get like nothing done this evening because it's gonna be me looking at the bloody model, but that's okay. I need to make a start. This case does not want to stay open here. Okay, let's get some goodies out. So these are... Oh, no. Before we do that, I haven't looked at these hands. So I love the chainmail. The chainmail is very okay. We need to get rid of these two little corn symbols in here. And this is not so bad. This nice arm plate is awesome. There's a corn symbol, which once again needs to go. And then what on earth... What attaches to these mounting points? Let's have a little look. I have no idea. Oh, they're blades. Oh, they're spiky blades. Oh, this is very cool. A loincloth of flame, says J-Mac. That's not cool. Richard says, why not just sculpt a dong? That's a great idea. A massive phallic burst of flame. Mac Attack says, hopefully GW won't send the Pinkertons to your door for removing the corn iconography. No, I don't think they're quite as insane as Wizards of the Coast. That was Bananarama. So yeah, there's some spikes here. So I reckon we get rid of the corn stuff, but maybe keep the spikes, because spikes are cool. We like spikes. Now, this other arm is a problem. This is a big problem. I think... I don't want to get rid of the skulls because they're beautiful. They're really well sculpted. But the corn iconography has to go. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's really, really tough. That's terrifying is what that is. Now then he's holding this thing. Now that's his right hand, so I think this is his mega axe. Let's start looking at details now. So whoa, okay. So first of all, this stuff I would say that we probably lose. Let's work out where this goes on the model. Make them goblin skulls, says Wade. Larissa says, when you can, bring in another log for the fire. Okay, I'll do that in a sec, Cuddy. Where does this little spiky thing go? Presumably like on his back or... he's got teeth. I like teeth. Teeth are good. Where's this spike go? Is this... Oh, it's for the base. Okay, sweet. Well, that's easy. That one goes straight in the bin. It's not for the model. Then what else have we got here? So, here... Okay, I guess there's a really, really, really big question, and that's the whip. So we can sort of put that into one pile here. If you guys have a look at this, these are all whip. And I don't mean whip as in work in progress, I mean whip as in whoosh. Look at this. I mean, it's very cool, but it's not fire, right? It looks like twisted cord with barbs and spikes. Perhaps we keep it and then re-sculpt it to be covered in flame. That could be really cool. If we have a look at the actual model, gives you a better idea. Except you just really can't even see it because it from the photo. Here on this instruction piece, I might just come back out a little bit. On this instruction piece, you can see the whip. It's like a whip of 3 tails. It's not a cat of 9 tails. It's a cat of 3 tails, but they're 3 pretty beastie tails. Does every Balrog have a whip? No, yeah, the Balrogs have whips. I mean, there's not like a specific loadout for the Balrogs. They have a myriad of things, I believe, but they specifically for Fingon, there is a lot of whippage that's going on, if I remember correctly. I think they throw whips around him and then kind of hack him to pieces, and there's a specific passage that I can't remember verbatim, but essentially they squash his corpse into the blood and the mud, and he sort of gets kind of essentially pulverized and mashed up into pieces. It's to people who think that Tolkien isn't gory, just haven't read the right chapters. It's fairly gnarly. J-Max says Fingon gets the full BDSM treatment. Yeah, that's correct. He gets the full Balrog dark servant of Morgoth treatment. That's correct. Fuck, that was good. How good was that? Alright, so the whip could stay, but it's going to need to become a whip of flames. It might be easier to just build a whole new whip. So for the time being, we're nowhere near the whip yet. So the whip will be probably sculpted to fit around up through the diorama, so we can just shaft the whip for the time being. I'll just move Mr. Whip over here. We're really going to be focusing on body pieces for like a long time, but let's have a look at everything while we're here. And then we've got some... Well, there's the other half of the axe. So, I mean, I think the axe definitely needs serious modification. It's quite clearly a chain axe. Morgoth was well equipped, but he didn't quite have chain axes. So maybe we can convert it into like just a standard. It's a pretty gnarly looking axe. If we just cut off all the teeth and then sharpen up the blade, we've got a pretty sweet little thing. Arnaud says, hello, I'm French, so I don't stay long in the chat. I'm very bad in English. Bonjour, Arnaud. Je m'appelle Lucky. Je voudrais un café au lait. There we go. I said, my name is Lucky, and I'd like a coffee with milk, and that's all I know how to say. Thank you for joining us this evening. This guy, yeah, so maybe the axe head has potential. Like, maybe this is a cool axe that we can get working, but like all the corn iconography has to go. Here, I'll give you a full zoom. Ooh, look at that. We can get in real close. All the corn iconography has to go. The chain teeth are going to have to go. There's work to be done on that, but perhaps potential. It is a cool axe head, and I feel like we could convert the crap of it. I think it's good. And then we've got these two armor plates, just while I'm in the close mode. Obviously, serious corn iconography, which needs to either be replaced with Morgoth iconography or cut completely. And then there is just a whole bunch of little details like this, which are... Arnaud says, thank you. You are most welcome, which I did used to know once upon a time. Then, yeah, there's beautiful little claws, there's spikes. All of these are golden, I think. All of these are staying. We love these. We love these. So, let's come back out wide for a bit. Oh, that's right. Frederick's calling me Pete the Wargamer. That's quite a compliment. Pete and I did a collab years back. I'll have to get Pete on again at some point. Lots and lots of bits and pieces here. And then we've got this guy. This is like a cool death mask. Look at this, which is like an optional add-on that it has to go on maybe. Oh, that's very strange. Because there's like there's probably horns that. Oh yeah, I see. So you'll be able to glue. Well, what do I keep it on the bloody camera, mate? You can either have him wearing that or have him with the face. So both of those are pretty sweet options. Bryce says, love me a Zorpfest live stream. Yeah, we're doing sort of insane thing today, so sorry about that. Good stuff though, I think. I think these corn icons and things can probably just go straight away. Just like, I think they clip onto his front shoulder. They clip on here. So we'll probably just get rid of this thing, not put the big kind of corn badge. But so we've got a bit of a handle on how it's all working. Oh look, there's lots of corn bits actually. We can just get rid of all of those. Oh, there's his teeth. Well, that's cool. So, what are we going to start with? Let's go back here for a bit. So, I don't know. Is this a crazy idea? Does this work? I think it works. I think it's going to be pretty cool. My dream is that I sort of chip away at this big diorama over like several years and just kind of have it in a corner of the workshop. I've got like a desk in my other room. I've got 2 rooms which are like my offices now. We're in the live stream studio right now, which is in the middle of sort of half being assembled. There's nothing on the walls, there's no soundproofing, there's nothing. We've got some of the hobby bench starting to come together. But the other room is my office, and then in there I have a little desk, which is where I get to put my actual personal hobby projects. I'll never get to work on them. I'll never have any time. But at least if they have a space, they can exist and maybe get worked on. And maybe get worked on stream, so I can just pull that plate over of goodies and move it on here. So I want to chip away at these like 5 Balrogs over several years. And then eventually, I'd love to paint it up and submit it to Golden Demon. Obviously, I'll never win anything because I'm not a particularly good painter, but it would just be like a fun kind of hobby journey to be like, I've done it once, I've done the Golden Demon thing, and I think if I'm going to do Golden Demon, submitting 5 demons of fire, you know, it's cool. It's got a good synergy. I like it. Could be fun. Frederick said, how did this project come about? Reading the Silmarillion, it started off, I got sent a 3D print of a kind of demony Balrog thing by my mate Kenny for the Zorpazorp Christmas, what's it called? Secret Santa, Secret Zorpa, like 3 years ago, whenever that was. And then the Be'lakor model, I was like, that's a Balrog. The Kabanda model, that's a Balrog. The Bloomin' Angron, who just came out, that's a Balrog. I just kept seeing these like big 40k models, and I thought it'd be a really fun conversion challenge to like de-40k these famous 40k models to turn them into Balrogs, the most famous demon in all of Middle-earth. And then kind of, yeah, it just felt fun. It just kind of kicked along. Rusted Beetle says, I love the Hobby Zone organizers. They're great for cleaning up a workspace. Yeah, they're amazing. I love them. I'm so in love. I've got 20 of them, different modules. I think I've got like 13 built now. There's like more under my table. Yeah, I already want more too. I've got like over here, I could get that triangle, the triangle ones. Anyway, they're good stuff. So, in the words of Bilbo Baggins, where to begin? I haven't thought this far ahead. I was like, I just turn on the camera and look at the model. Yeah. Well, I think we pick a piece. I think we pick a piece. If you're seeing Balrogs all around, you should talk to a doctor, says Iwing. J-Max says, I can't do Golden Demon as my Rogs aren't GW. Yeah, well, these will all be, none of them will be legit Balrogs, but they'll all be legit GW. I think that like judges would be like, hey, this is funny. I think it'd be fun. I think that part of it could be a good video, like way down the line as well. So, I guess the first step is just clean up. So, let's start getting acquainted with a piece. Something that is kind of, there's a Space Marine helmet in here. That's gonna have to go. Hang on, I'll switch back to the off my little face. Main view, is this what I want? Yep. Where does Lachlan stand on wings or no wings with Balrogs? Ah, yes, we had this conversation just before you logged on, Rusted Beetle. Balrogs do not have wings. It's not really a debate. Anyone who's like, Balrogs have wings is just objectively wrong. The wings are a metaphor that Tolkien's using to describe the pall of darkness that's above him. And even in the films, the wings appear, but they could still just be like metaphorical. To help, it's tying up with the visual language and it's also trying to help him convey that big sort of sense of shadow. So I think it's a great artistic choice. But then obviously Games Workshop has to make a model, which is a physical thing, which is much more defined and doesn't have the ephemeral demony smokiness. And they went with wings. Why? Because wings looks badass. So all of my Balrogs are always going to have wings. Because it looks amazing. And I'm just going to say that they are metaphorical wings to help represent the pall of darkness, just like Tolkien used the original metaphor. So wings or no wings, it's all good. They definitely did not have wings, but if they have wings, you're taking the metaphor and representing it on the table. So it's all good with me. So I will absolutely be having wings. No, I have not. I played a little bit of Shadow of War. Not enough to know it well, though. Maybe like 30 hours on the first one. No, Shadow of Mordor. But I haven't played any of Shadow of War, maybe. I can't remember. Yeah, if Balrogs had wings, why did they have to ride dragons to Gondolin? Checkmate, wing theists. But yeah, no, they definitely did not have wings. But it looks badass. So this is the guy I'm digging right now. He's pretty schmick. This is our star piece. So what we're gonna do is just start by removing all of the like kind of Games Workshop sprue, all the flash, and then we can start. If we can get like a rough assembly of the torso and the legs today and get those cleaned up before we have to make any kind of hard decisions. I think what I'm gonna do as well is I'm going to clean every little bit that I snip off as I go. Otherwise, I'm gonna totally forget where all of the joins are, and then I'll see them when I'm painting. There you go, there's a hot tip for you that I've just thought of. Might need a new blade too. Oh man, I love working with Forge World resin. It's just like so easy to carve. Unlike plastic. Well, plastic has its own virtues, but... okay, so that's that. Oh, man. Cleanup's going to take me a nightmare on this. There's the downside of Forge World Resin. Oh, wow. This is... Some of these might require a hacksaw. No, I think I'm getting through them, but the key is I don't want to make the resin that's near them deform as I cut them off. That went absolutely flying across my workshop. So I'm going to kind of gently take this peg off in layers. So that was all the exciting bit, guys. All the exciting talking. Yeah, I'm not going to glue anything tonight, I don't think. Or it'll only be like pinning, so I can wash everything later once I've cleaned it up, so it's no big deal. Yes, I should absolutely be washing these in soapy water to get the mold release off, but I'll just do it later. Finding a way to hold this massive thing. He's covered in all these delicate spikes. Finding a way to hold it and not damage the model is kind of intense. Especially holding it in such a way that you guys can see what's going on. Just little pieces, low pressure is going to be the order of the day. Otherwise, I'm going to take chunks out of the model or knock off spikes with where I'm holding with my thumbs. Or remove a finger. Yes, look at this. I just filmed another Minas Tirith video. And I was building like the very last piece before I was going to go into the edit bay. And I'd almost made it through the whole assembly without slicing my finger open. And then I did. Because, you know, that would be impossible. Someone said, Daniel asked, do I have any interest in the Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings set? I used to play Magic when I was in high school. And a bit after as well. I love Magic. They're very, very cool. Very, very cool. I haven't... I'd love them just like to see the artwork and stuff. And it would be fun to like play a game as well. And sort of check it out. But I don't really have... I don't have time to play Warhammer, you know? let alone another game. My rate of playing actual games that aren't on camera is extremely low. I played one game before we left Australia as like a goodbye with like my mates. We had a little games night and played a couple of 300 point or 250 point Chaos in Arda rounds with the three of us, or the four of us. And that was like the first time I'd played socially like for so long. And I did get to go to one tournament because I timed it with another shoot, which was here in when we did the Weta shoot. I deliberately timed that with the league final so that I could justify going to the league final, which is my favorite Middle-earth event I've ever been to. I love the league final, whether it's in Wellington or Christchurch, both awesome. Here in the New Zealand Middle-earth League, so definitely. Jeez, that went. Did that embed in my wall? No, it made a dent though. Oh, right. I was supposed to go and put a log on the fire for Larissa, or the fire's going to go out and the house is going to freeze. Thank you, Tim, for reminding me. Are you half ice block yet with the tropical weather? Yeah, it's getting colder. We had a bit of a cold snap today. Not so bad. Adam was saying that up north he had snow, but it wasn't. Well, I don't know. We may have had a little snow. I didn't go. I didn't leave the house today, so I haven't actually looked up at the mountains which are around us, but there may have been a little bit of snow on them, just a light dusting. But it didn't feel super cold, but it is getting colder for sure. Right, I have to go put this. I have to go put a log on the fire. Okay, here we go. Let's get this join and see how it's gonna mesh. So I've just cleaned up this bottom plate. Now that joins in here, and in typical resin style, it's definitely not going to join in. I probably need to sand all of those joins a fair bit, and then there's going to be a bit of green stuff required. Although it looks like there's, you know, I could probably get quite a bit of posability. I got to remember to keep it centered. Quite a bit of posability. This is cool. Do you not miss it compared to the CQ Winter? That's for sure. Where's CQ? The CQ Winter. Favorite filming location you have? Oh, Larissa said, okay, alright, Larissa's desperate for a log on the fire, so, this little guy here is just gonna keep you company for a while. Now, don't fall over while I'm gone. Oh, actually, I've got a hold screen. Hang on, guys. I'll throw you to the hold screen, and I'll be back in 1 minute. The fire needs wood! I have returned. Alright, that should all be working again. Go Peregrine Zorp, says Tom. Yes, I've lit the beacon of our fireplace. There is now log on the fire. Oliver says, you being in New Zealand now has messed up my time of coming to watch streams. They're so much earlier now. No, it's not. I'm also streaming in my evening. It's my evening time right now. Normally, I used to stream in the mornings, which won't be happening as much, I don't think. Oh my god, I'm puffed. That was a big sprint. Alright. So this is looking pretty cool. Let's clean up. We're not going to fully clean up this guy just yet. Let's get this massive block of sprue off his legs. And then we can have a look at where his legs are going to go. What is this? No. What's this? Is that like his dick? No. That sort of looks a bit like it. Like, that must be the tail. So the tail goes out that... Oh, have I got him backwards? That's why he's not... Right. Okay, he joins beautifully with the piece below. I just had it backwards. Okay, let's get this piece off and we'll see how that's working a little bit better. That makes a lot more sense. I was like, I don't remember there being any overly phallic demons. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna take off the block first, just so that we can get into all of these parts. Look at this massive piece of flash. Okay, man, these are tricksy. We'll cut off most of the volume nice and away from the detail, and then coming reasonably perpendicular to the surface. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Did I just do that? I totally did. I'm just not going to tell you guys about it, and then you won't know. Let's cut there. Right, what are you guys working on tonight? What are you folks? Is anyone? Oh, where's my camera? Is anyone hobbying along with me? I always love to not be alone, frankly. Hear what you guys are up to. Sort of pairing as close as I can here, but as soon as I start to take detail, I have to switch to the scalpel and do it much more slowly. Oh yeah, that came off very nice. That was good. What other pieces? Oh wow, so this is the only bit of flash for this guy in the mold. Wow, this is quite a well molded piece in terms of mold design. Props to whoever did that. Look at that, see? When you're going to cut off a big piece, point it towards the desk so it doesn't fly off to the other side of the room. Okay, a little bit of cleanup there, that's easy. Okay, let's get these pieces down. Alright. Oh my goodness, you guys answered that fiercely. Oh, I'm going to have to get the stream back up. Let's see what you guys are doing. We've got... Connor is basing Merry and Pippin. Good work, Con. Tyler is... I think you were painting Merry's face when we were chatting last. Which, because yeah, we were talking about the contrast, it was Gilliman flesh that wasn't working. What did you end up deciding for his face? I am working, says Rabtastic. Okay, fair. James is painting Legion minis. Which ones? Leviathan Dreddy. Leviathan Dreadnought, I presume. Building the Hall of Edoras, says Tommy Woods. Wade is reviewing a development assessment report that one of my staff have written. Insert vomit. Well, that's thrilling. That sounds very exciting. Maddie Fremantle's doing the classic Rohan experience, converting some riders of Rohan into Royal Guard. We've all been there. We've got Rusted Beetle just getting up and getting ready for work. Mario is cleaning and gluing some horses for his fiefdom's army. Very nice. We've got John popped home from work to see the dog. Saw this, stuck it on the background while playing fetch. Nice. Hello, puppy dog. J-Mac's doing a Balrog commission. Perfect timing. Frederick just ordered some more hobby supplies with his birthday money. Very nice. Shakos and Sprues painting about 150 Napoleonic Prussians for the Partisan show next weekend. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Cleaning up some of the metal ranges of Gondor, says Jono. Adam says, oh, cool. Dark Angels Leviathan Dreadnought. Very nice. Harry says, streaming? Where was the invite, buddy? Oh, by the way, Harry, I'm streaming, in case I forgot to tell you. Perry Renadra Cottage and some primer, says Frederick. Very nice. Perfect task for a rainy morning here in Barcelona, says Mario. Oh, you made ghillie work in the end. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, I've had success with Gilman flesh. Like, elf flesh highlights over the top, and it's a good one. Richard's trying to get his Aragorn to balance properly while magnetized from the death of Gothmog. I have that model. It is gnarly. It is gnarly indeed. I'll have a look in Discord, Con. That's awesome. I don't have it on this laptop. Oh, actually, maybe I do. Didn't I install it the other day when we were doing Patreon hangouts? I will check. The Rebels from the core set. Yeah, they're a good fun little range. Have I painted those? I think I did, because I painted up a set for my cousin Emo. He did like I think I painted up the Stormtroopers and the other ones. Oh man, that looks awesome. Oh, that looks so good, Con. Yes, digging his flesh tone. Man, I love the cloak too. The cloak came out epic on both. Where is... Back to the stream. I've never been to Partisan. Where is that, JMac? We've got Leviathan, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to fix my 3D printer for terrain printing. Yep, fair. That's a regular experience for 3D printers. Glenn's painting Bomber. Oh, Adam says that, no, the plastic one. Okay, cool. Marky Hansen. Hey, Mark, how you going? Napo Minis from Montreal. I like the lighting in the new set, less white, despite moving from Queensland to New Zealand. Yeah, I've got a bit more of a natural skin tone here. It's much better. Tim says I need to finish my Wookiees and Phase 2s for Legions. I never ended up buying any Wookiees. I almost did for Season 3 of the cancelled Legion campaign. Was Kashyyyk. Technically Season 4, I think, but... Alright, let's get this bad boy clean here. So I'm just going to clean up these little bits of flash joins, and then we can have a look at how these pieces go together. Because of course the other thing is, like, I don't have to use the pose, the box. Oh, I found a bubble. It was in a piece of flash, and as I trimmed it back where it joined the model, it revealed a bubble and shattered away. I'll see if I can show you guys. This is probably way too small. Let me get all the way into 70. Don't know if you guys can see. Where's the minimum focal distance? Right there. There is a tiny little bubble right here. And as I've cut that away, it's revealed a cavity inside the material. But there's actually no damage to the detail on the outside. It's just a cavity inside. So if I fill that with a bit of green stuff and pack that out, there'll be like a square millimeter of resculpting to be done, and then we will be absolutely golden. So that is not a worry, and that just happens with all resin cast things. You always get little defects like that. Super savable, that one, which is good. As I don't think I'd be able to ask for replacements. Okay. There's something going on here. I'm not sure if that's like an armor panel or what. That's happening. That's sufficient enough to get us. We just need these pieces to fit together today, so they don't have to be kind of perfectly trimmed. I can do further cleaning once I've kind of ascertained. But we want to be able to like work out the pose, and that's what I was talking about. We don't have to do like the box art pose. I can reposition, I can rebuild. There we go. Found another one of those little bubbles. All small and fixable. Okay, so I think that is fixed enough to see how it goes together with this guy. And the answer is pretty damn nicely. So this is his waist where it would have been, and yes, that's his tail. That makes a lot more sense. Oh, and I have that tail piece. That is this. That is this. Look at that, it looks like a Balrog tail already. Love it. Harry says, what's the model? The model is Kabander, the Demon General of Cygnus, a Horus Heresy Forge World behemoth, which GW sent me. And I was like, that looks like a Balrog. I'm going to turn that into a Balrog. And then, you know, the great thing is Balrogs are still pretty demon-y, right? So if I need to use it for a Horus Heresy campaign where we need Commander to rock up, I can just use the conversion. And, you know, we'll be all good. I think I can probably safely glue this tail. I don't think I will be changing the tail in any... I don't know, what's a Balrog tail look like? Do they have fire on the end or something, like bloody Charizard? I can't remember. I'll have a look in a sec. There we go, and then that guy is going to join like that. To be a spicy little Balrog tail. Look at this! Our Balrog's coming together, man. His proportions are interesting. We'll see. I think it'll read well once he's got all these limbs. But the length of his... Like, he's got like a little tiny butt. He's got these massive shoulders and like a little... He's got a little tiny tushy. What's that about? What's that about? Oh, Bo's watching! You missed a good snow dump on Deer Park Heights today. Ah. My parents actually just drove up from Queenstown. They flew in last night. They missed the snow. I'll tell them that tomorrow. They'll be filthy. And so this is where that loincloth would have gone, which we are telling to just shove off, because it's way too 40k. For our Balrog conversion. Okay, so there's a couple of clean pieces. Are there any other bits that I need to clean on this guy? No. Oh yeah. There's a couple of bits here. This is another quite well designed mold, because all of these flashing points are on pretty uninteresting parts of the model. Line shot here. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. These mold lines are pretty good, pretty friendly. Oh man. Oh, there's a big mold slip here, actually. Again, though, the mold slip is on a contact surface, not on a detail piece. So all I have to do is kind of get that flat so the piece joins nicely, and that's not even a big deal. Yeah, that's pretty fixable. There's a lot of fine cleanup on this big piece, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to do without a new blade. Oh man, I can feel cutting my finger coming. It is on the way. Just gotta be so careful that I don't slip here. And then is that a thing? Okay, let's go to legs next. I think legs, torso, and sort of waist are the pieces I'm going to tackle first, because that's going to inform pose, and also it's a good sort of way to set the bar for what I want to do with the armor. And then the arms are a bit more complicated because they've got sort of weird, extra ornate detail parts. Yeah, should be pretty good, I think. Good little starting points. Ugh. Did I just take detail with that cut? Nah, we're good. I thought I'd ruined the top of the armor plate. But we are A-okay. Woo! This is a bit of a tricky one to clean up. Where are we all watching from today, folks? Thanks, Mac. We'll see you next time. Oh, Disaster Goblin says, hey man, I'm going to build a large table soon. Was going to make it a city in Ultramar in 30k. And was wondering, because of your latest video, do you think the Gondor scenery sets would work? They're amazing. I love them. But I don't know if they'd be big enough to scale appropriately with Space Marines. I mean, unless you're like happy for the Space Marines to look a little bit big, because of course the city would be for normal people. So maybe they would work well. Harry says, do you want the bomb report in Canberra? Yes, please. Yes, please. You're going to be burning the midnight oil tonight. It's only 10:40. It's only 10:40. So I'm not going to... my plan here is, instead of doing, you know, these mega 5-hour streams, if I can stream like for 1 or 2 hours much more often, it just makes it a lot more accessible and kind of interesting for people, I think. So we will do some mega streams as well, I'm sure. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm vibing at the moment. I don't know if these are those buckles? that are meant to... Yeah, I think those are buckles that I'm not supposed to be breaking. So where is... I'm just going to see how this leg joins the torso, because that's going to tell me what I need to do. Okay, so that's meant to be a strap. Okay, so I need to not carve off that detail. I nearly carved off some detail thinking it was like, you know, just a piece of flash, but it's actually it's a sort of a buckle that wraps around a leather strap and then goes flat in. But then the thickness of the leg is less than the thickness of the bit that joins it, because some of this detail is the strap. That was lucky. That was lucky. Okay, there's another nice piece. Is that fully cleaned? Crikey. Well, there's one little piece here. It's cleanup work. It's not as... I mean, it does get gnarly in spots, but it's pretty good. Yeah, so here's a good example. I really like this leg plate. I think this leg in general is awesome, apart from the corn bit down here. The skull could maybe stay, but like this plate here is really nice. That's kind of what I want all the plates to look like. Maybe a little bit of detailing, but like it doesn't have any kind of insane rah. So like, you know, this corn thing's got to go. In fact, that might be the first one I try and get rid of, because it's really accessible to carve off. So we might have a go at that in a sec. If we're going to get rid of a symbol today, that might be our guy. And then over here, this guy... Ah, I see. So this is the one with the kind of pointy, chaosy bits. I don't know what to do about those. I think they have to go. I think the whole point of this, to make it look different, is to find ways to make it look different. So sometimes that is going to mean letting go of nice details purely to not have them there, so that he doesn't just look like a slightly unique paint job on a Commander model. What kit is this, says Sir Jeffington? This is Commander, the Demon General of Cygnus, that I'm using to convert up one of the guard of Gothmog. So a Balrog, basically, from the Silmarillion. A Khorne Balrog Zerker. Ollie! Hey, dude! It's the Balrog Master. Hey, dude. Yep, I'm finally... You know that thing I told you about, like, forever ago? It's fine. I'm finally beginning it. It's Balrog time. Be'lakor is next, but I'll probably be doing Commander for like a year at the rate I'm going. Oh, Larissa says dollhouse. Yes. I know. I got to go build the dollhouse because it's Ellie's birthday tomorrow. So at some point, I will have to call it and go do dollhousey stuff. But we'll carve off a couple of little details first, just to kind of experiment with that proof of concept. Stalingrad-like conditions in Canberra, says Harry. Disaster Goblins watching from Sydney. Ruster Beetle from Louisville in Kentucky, USA. Mark's watching from Grenada, as always. We've got Frederick from Germany. Matt from Slovakia. We've got Sir Jeffington's from Scotland. Keldak's watching from Manitoba in Canada. Man, it must be freezing there. Some of my mates live in Manitoba. I suppose it might not be that bad this time of year, but some of my mates live in Manitoba, and I'm like, that is too cold. Too cold. Not working on anything currently, but waiting for some Legion swoop bikes to come in the mail. They'll be your first models. Awesome, Keldak. That's awesome. We've got... J-Max says he's not even built one. I've built one, maybe. I think... No, you're right. I don't actually think I've ever... This is my first Balrog. My first Balrog is Commander, Demon General of Cygnus. Yes, that project from 2009, says Ollie. Mr. Max says, hey, from England. Prefer Balrogs in armor or as a clothed spirit or less defined smoke of flame? I like both. I like armor that is bursting with fire coming from the inside. I like a big blend of both aesthetics. So that's another leg piece fully finished. We're not going to mess about with axe or little armor plates today. We'll put these over here, and then my wings are like a whole other thing. So I don't think we'll play with wings today. Let's have a look at... I've got two arms, which we can... You know what? Let's clip the arms off, because then we can have a little look at just how they all kind of clip together. Boom. 6:45 a.m. in the morning from Ottawa, Canada, says First Enchanter. Thoughts on Balrog's wings? Man, I should just put my opinion on the wings in the description and be like, refer below. Balrogs do not have wings. It's absolutely absolute fact. They do not have wings, but the Balrog is described metaphorically as having wings of shadow, which is referring to the pall of darkness. It's reference to a metaphor that Tolkien makes like 3 sentences earlier, and that's often what Tolkien does in his writing. He kind of makes a metaphor and then will refer to that metaphor as like a descriptive embellishment that appears to, when you take it in isolation, to be a fact, but it's calling back the original descriptive metaphor. Balrogs do not have wings, but I totally support Balrogs with wings because it looks amazing, and you can just say that your own model is a metaphor and representing the pall of darkness. Ollie says, wings of shadow sound like wings to me. Exactly, so it's all fine. My Balrogs will have wings because the wings are metaphorical and look amazing, but they do not have wings. But mine do. Yeah, it's fine. And wings look sick, which is all that matters, really. Oh, here we go. Some flash on skin. That's not what we want. Get out of here, you cheeky flash. You are definitely not meant to be there. Now, I'm wondering... We'll see how much reposing I do, because I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of, like, the stock pose. We'll see what it looks like when it comes together, but because it's such a big model and it's quite dynamic, it might be hard to capture the pose in a single photo. So once I get it as a sort of knocked up 3D model, I might be like, oh, you know what, this pose is absolutely sick. But the box art, it is an interesting pose, and I'm not sure how sold on it I am yet. So I may, especially once we strip out all his detail. I may have to do a serious amount of reposing once he gets slotted into the diorama anyway, to make him fit with all the other components. I mean, it is kind of debatable that I should probably be planning that diorama before I do anything, but I'm not doing that, so let's move on. Mark says, no, Balrogs do have wings, and when Gandalf said, fly, you fools, he alluded to the hobbits having wings. You know what? You've got me, Marky. You've absolutely got me. Oh, whoops, I'm shaving off an armor panel there. That's not what we want to do. No, I fully support Balrogs with wings. They look amazing. And there's nothing like a good metaphor in your modeling. It's all fine. It's all fine. Rule of cool. Oh, nearly cut myself there. That was a good save. Oh, this piece has been... Ugh, that was awesome. Just flung a piece of resin into my mouth. Okay, I think he is cleaned up. Oh, every time I say that, I find another bit. Why are these arms the trickiest? Or is it just that I've missed like 50 bits on the other pieces and haven't noticed them? The arms do have a lot of detail, to be fair, so they've got lots of these like little webbing pieces of scrag. Oh god, there's quite a lot in here. That's obviously a mold gate there. Get rid of that. Get out of here. Get out of here, you cheeky mold gate. We all like wings, says Ron. I think they are metaphorical chicken wings but can't fly, says Oti. Yes, love it. 100%. That's why that must have been so demeaning for them. They're like, we've got these little wings, but we still have to catch a ride on the dragons when we're invading Gondolin. We have to get airdropped in, even though we've got wings. Maybe the wings are like useful on the way down from the dragon paratrooping Balrog squad. So that the wings are almost like wing suits, not actual wings. Would anyone want models and rules for Alatar and Palando and the Blue Wizards for Middle-earth SBG? Also for the chat, original Radagast or the Hobbit SBG version. There are some cool fan-made rules for the Blue Wizards. Derek Santnick made them for... why can I not remember his channel name off the top of my head? Eraquin Caladrim is the name of their channel. And he made some cool wizards, some cool homebrew rules for the 2 wizards if you want something fun for at home. Eraquin Caladrim, I think it is. I think that's it. Yeah, you got Palando and Alatar. Alright, we've almost got an arm ready to go on and have a look at what that looks like. I need like a screen that I can bring way closer for the chat. Would be super helpful. Things to know. Original sculpt, says Wade. The OG Perry sculpt every time. Yeah, I'm an OG Perry sculpt fan. Radagast wise, I love the Perry sculpt. He's cute. Great for battle companies. He's got a real good vibe for the battle companies wizard, if you get someone on that. Ah, there it is. Oh, come on. Ooh, it hasn't drawn blood though. It hasn't drawn blood, but I did slice my skin a little. Okay, so here's an arm. Let's have a look at how this works. Is this how this works? No, that is the wrong arm. Why am I having so much difficulty with this? I'm sure this is his arm. Is there like an elbow joint that goes in first? No, this is it. Okay. Okay, no. It must be... No, it is this arm. It is this arm. Aha. There we go. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I don't... You know, that's quite a nice pose. Arm raised up. Looking pretty badass and dynamic. I'm on board with that. So that arm's pretty swell. We just need to get rid of this massive corn symbol here. I love your Lord of the Rings knowledge, says Ollie. Well, what did I say? Blood for the blood god, says Demon Wave. Keep a tablet on the desk. Yes, that was definitely the plan, but the kids are watching Winnie the Pooh, well they were. Hopefully they're asleep by now. Games Workshop should send you some Band-Aids instead of plastic. Exactly, Mark says, I mean with the hobbits being unreliable narrators, anything could be true. Yeah, definitely a whip arm, says Ronnie Heathcote. Yeah, I love that. That's a cool piece. So that's where our big whip is going to be. He's going to be like down here, like, raw, whipping up at Fingon, being like, oh no, I'm getting whipped. It's going to be good. John Croson says, do you remember where you got the dice measurer box from? Can't remember. Can't find one anywhere big enough to fit the dice. I just got it from my local, like, auto store. Super cheap auto, I think I bought it from at the time. Alright, digging that. Absolutely digging that. Then we got a little piece here. He is coming together. Let's see if I can pierce it all in such a way that I can show you guys an idea of the pose. There is something a little bow-legged about him, but also like he's a demon. Maybe that was intended. I'm definitely not going to be able to hold those all together. Alright, we've got one more arm to trim, and then we'll have a go at clipping off one little... we'll have a go at clipping off one symbol, and then I need to go and build my daughter's dollhouse. Let's just get this little whip arm quickly cleaned. We won't go intense with this guy. He's actually got like way less on him than the other one does. It's just these contact joins. Oh wow, I was like, this is easy. This one's quite difficult to do. Harry says Dollhouse, aka Gondor Mansion. Nailed it. I rolled the dice then. I just got fierce and clipped aggressively, quite close to the detail. But I got away with it. I just got impatient and didn't pay the price. I was lucky. You can blue tack the body together. Yes, definitely. That's a good shout, Rusted Beetle. I don't think I have any blue tack out here. But yes, I should add some to my arsenal. I tell you what I am going to do, just for a second, more to look like a pro than for any real need, I'm going to quickly grab my files and file this little piece. It is sort of protruding a little. Oh, I need my fine. Fine. Is that coarse? What's this? Fine. Aha! Gotcha. There we go. Might need a little more cleanup later on, but that's got the bulk of it off. Just because it's a rounded surface, it's quite sort of difficult to do that with the blade. I can do it, but it takes much longer. We'll clean up those other bits later. And then... Oh my god! I just yeeted him across the table. Why? No damage. A tiny bit of damage here. But no, not significant and not where it matters. Yeah, a little bit of damage on some spikes, but we're okay. We're okay. Oh, calm your farm, Lockie. There's no need for that. Okay, so this is his axe. I actually love the pose of these arms. These are not changing at all. Like this is a classic, big, monstery, roar, roar, roar. Look at him. He's terrifying. That's a great pose. That's a great pose. It might be like hip and leg repositioning where required. Sorry, it's kind of a bit hard to give you guys a good little showing there. Yeah, I'm digging that. Don't forget your flock and base ready for the dollhouse, says Wade. He busted the blue tack badge on band-aids. Can disinfectant be used to strip paint and glue from Forge World models? Oh, this is a whole other question. Resin. What do I use to strip paint off resin? I usually use ISO, I think. But check other people before doing that in case it dissolves it. Yeah. I can't remember. I think I usually use ISO. Dan will know. I just message Dan or Jacques every time I'm about to strip something. Usually I just use Metho on plastic and metal. I think that's okay for resin as well. Metho? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it destroys anything. Ollie will know if he's still here. He shouldn't be though. He should be working. Get back to work. All right, cool. So that is our general pose. Right, let's pick one corn icon. I don't use it for ISO is for plastic and metal. Okay, cool. So is Biostrip 20 works on anything? Yeah, I know, but we don't have Biostrip 20. Thanks, Ollie. More Biostrip suggestions. You're bloody useless. I think Metho works for resin, but I can't remember. Maybe it doesn't. So ask someone who knows what they're talking about, which isn't me apparently. All right, I'm vibing this guy. Is this our first corn symbol? Are we killing corn? Is he gonna be angry? Will he like? Will he be like upset if I cut off all his symbols? Whiskey. Yeah, well, you would say that, Johnny. But I'm always scared, says Ollie. Fair. Yeah, it's terrifying, the stripping business. Okay, how the hell are we going to get this corn symbol off, especially as we need to maintain the top of the symbol because it actually forms the point of the top armor plate. I'm going to begin by carving down from that. Like so. That feels okay. And this cut here feels pretty safe. God, this is terrifying. If I have a blade slip here. Okay, maybe we just do this like the really chill way. Just like take it off in layers. It's a good thing I've got band-aids all over my finger here, because if I slip, I can give me some protection. This is terrifying. Some poor sod carved all these, and I'm carving them off like a monster. Should find out who did it. Send a photo. Sorry, my bad. It's gonna be interesting to like make the micro textures match. Obviously the carved bits of resin aren't going to look like this beautiful pitted resin, which I am going to need to sort of replicate. Luckily, it is like corn, right? It is a demon from the warp, so battle damage, right? And any mistakes are just going to be battle damage, so I probably need to just chill out here and just get on with it. I'm going to try some clipper action here. This may seem insane, but especially with these very broken clippers. But yeah, I'd already made a trim, and just by using the clippers, I'm sort of able to lift that up and get it off. Yeah, that worked. That worked. It's kind of freed up the area a little bit. Baby steps. And not carving the area that you don't want to carve, like I just did then. Alright, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. I'm digging that. It's working. Whoa, I had a big slip. I just caught the knife. Do you have any cut-resistant gloves? Yeah, that's a good idea. I use some when using risky work with my hobby knife. Probably won't stop a stab, but it will help a slash. That's a good idea. Think of yourself as Morgoth to the sculptor's original creation, says Connor. Yes. Alright, so the original sculptor is Iluvata, and I'll just roleplay as Morgoth. Sorry, Korn. Alright, this is getting tricky now. I'm having to cut down, which I don't like doing because you're at risk of leaving an indentation in material that you actually like. But I think I'm okay. Far out, this is really tricky. Then I guess we might have to get my pin vise and like create these little bores to match the holes. What's going on here? There we go. Anyway, was this a mildly interesting topic for stream? I just love the idea of using streams to like do some personal hobby stuff. Alright, here we go. Coming down from the top. It's all about finding that like workable angle to get in on the symbol. Can you guys see what I need to do? Come this way and down a little. Okay. Brace my wrists in that position. Getting this top point here to read nicely. I think I actually went in a bit too much on the other side. But I can always build it back up with green stuff, right? Like it's nothing is you know, unsavable. It's just I'm trying to get it right now to save creating myself more work. Yeah, I'll definitely be pinning the joins themselves for sure. This guy is chonky, like he's not gonna hold together with just a bit of super glue. Now there's actually like a bit of a cavity from some of like the negative space of the symbol, which I am gonna have to kind of build back up, I think. Dude, this is pretty successful. Man, I reckon I'm gonna love this model even more once I get rid of all the symbols. Make him look a bit less busy, which suits the kind of Middle Earth vibe a little bit more. Alright, we're getting there. You guys can see that we've got like an armor panel there that's kind of happening. Ring that bell, says J-Mac. YouTube streams are odd. I'm subbed to this channel, but I only saw the stream because the main channel posted about it. Yeah. YouTube in general is odd. It's, you know, it shows you stuff based on way more factors than just whether you're subscribed to someone. What have you been watching lately? What have you been clicking on lately? What have you know, basically, like, what are you watching recently is so important. Has there ever been a time where you've been shown something from this person and not clicked on it? Well, in that case, I won't show it to you as much. That's the other big one. It's messy. Alright. Okay, I think we've gotten rid of this cheeky corn symbol to an extent. Now we need to sort of like pit it back up with my pin vise. Now, is that in this room? I may have to build up some of this armor again with a bit of green stuff. There's a little bit there, actually, which needs to come off. I can still see stuff that's quite clearly the symbol here. Okay. Alright, I'm digging this. Let me just... I wonder if my pin vise is here. My pin vise is here. That's going to be awesome. I think it might be behind me. One sec. Grumpy, I swear I had... I've got this gorgeous pin vise from the Magnet Baron. Have I got a bit size that is small enough? Ooh, yes, I think I do. That's a massive pin vise. Okay, so I'm going to put the little... I guess I could probably do these with a blade tip. Maybe not the pin vise, but we'll see if the pin vise is the right tool for the job. I'm just going to drop my pin vise in and just do some like really kind of gentle and lazy little burrs. Doesn't even matter if like they're that good. Oh, yeah. Oh, is this even on camera? Sorry, guys, sorry. I'm just retexturing the surface. Even if I resculpt some of this with green stuff, this is kind of just a proof of concept. Just retexturing that flat area that was once symbol. First Enchanter says, "Come on, GW, give us a sculpt for Ancalagon the Black, you cowards." Well, he's not actually as big as many folks think he is, but he is very large. Very large. That might have been too big. A lot of these burrs are like really quite subtle. Right, I'm gonna see if I can soften some of them with my blade tip. Unfortunately, this specific blade tip is broken. But I feel like that is working. I feel like it is working. I might actually just change to a fresh blade, which is also somewhere nearby. After all, maybe. No, okay. Don't know where my blade tips are. A hot sewing needle might work. Yes, we could do the old melt, the melt technique. Ooh, I have and recommend a set of finger drills in graduated sizes from 0.5 to 5 millimeters. That sounds awesome. McCrogface, McCrogface Yes, First Enchanter says, also you said that, I'm getting confused, but I'm reading comments and replying in my head. Sorry. But Krogface says, resin corn model got to be something Forge World. This is Kabander. Kabander, the demon general of Cygnus, who I'm turning into a Balrog. First Enchanter says... If I can clear this notification. There we go. One of Gothmog's guards, does that mean you're going to be making the main man himself? Absolutely. Yep, so the plan is to make Gothmog and 4 Balrogs that are Gothmog's Balrog cohorts that murder Fingon. So I don't know which sculpt is going to be Gothmog. It may well be Kabander, it could be Be'lakor, or it could be Angron. I'm thinking Angron is probably Gothmog just because of the size. But once we get it down, yeah, we'll see how we go. Only 4 rookie numbers. Yeah, well, I'm not trying to build an army though, right? I'm trying to build a diorama. So obviously I'll make 100 eventually. No, maybe not quite. Just getting, I mean, who knows? I may not even fit 4 into the context of a diorama, so it might end up just being 3. But I feel like 5 or 3. I think we want that odd number. We'll just see. We'll just see how the composition of the diorama starts to come out. Well, I would say that this little test has definitely been a success. It's just like it's quite hard to get the. Oh no, maybe it's not. I was going to say to get rid of the spare bits of resin, but it's because I wasn't sort of continuing, like maintaining a clockwise twist. The resin is coming off quite nicely now. Yeah, could do with a few smaller drill bits. These holes are, yeah. Maybe the hot needle tip is a good way to kind of finish this off. We definitely need some bores in here. Oh man, I'm starving. What do we have for dinner? Oh yeah, not much. I feel like it's Vegemite toast time. Alright. That can be far out. That could be fine detailed later, but let's get you guys right in close and tell me if you think this has worked. As a comparison. Is that what I want? Darker. This is his other leg. So we sort of had like a corn symbol. It's not as intense, but I feel like that's worked fairly well. A little bit of resculpty action. There's some work to be done. But I think that's pretty cool. I think the melting could be really nice. Stippled plate. Looks good, says Disaster Goblin. I'm off. Can you sing me a bedtime song? No, Harry. Good night. You wish. He won't be found on rolling plain. Alright, not tonight. Once it's painted, it will be hard to tell. Yeah, especially once we stipple a bunch of oils on there. I'm thinking of doing something similar with Durin II, though I haven't decided which model to use as a base for him yet. Very nice. Maddie Dishner, hello, jumping in while getting ready to go to work. We'll catch the whole thing on replay. Very nice, Maddie. We're just bashing up some corn demons this evening to turn them into Balrogs. Because inside every corn demon, there's a Balrog just waiting to burst forth. So now I think the next stream is basically going to be focusing on these key components and cleaning them up properly and working off all the corn symbols, which I think will be quite fun. I think that will be really fun. Decornifying all the symbols. I'm pumped with that. Well, thanks so much for joining me, everybody. I have to go and make a dollhouse now, so I can't stream until the wee hours of the morning. But yeah, that was awesome. I'm going to keep this all out just here over on the second bench. And that way I can just jump straight back in and stream a bit more often. It's good fun. It's nice to do these like little short streams. I like the one on the leg is fine, but too many is a bit too Warhammer. Yeah, I agree. It's all about like keeping that balance. Where is the? Yeah, I like the skull that's here on the knee. Look, you guys can even see. It's still so tiny, doesn't matter. But like, there's definitely some bits to stay, bits to go. This Space Marine helmet in his hair definitely has to go. The Sergeant's Table says, how is the new setup going? Is there anything a dude can send you from the US? It's going well. It's a long road. I'm still, like, this is the hobby bench, but it's actually supposed to be over there because I didn't have an Ethernet cable long enough, because the Ethernet cable I installed on this wall, because that's where I could get it to from the main house. So I need a longer Ethernet cable, and then I need so then I'll reassemble this hobby bench back over there, and then where I'm sitting here is actually where the battle report table goes, which is built, but I don't have a frame to put the table on yet. And then once that happens, I need to put in the rest of all the shelving unit and all the modular wall panels. So all of the scenic modules that drop down onto the battle report to change what we're playing all go up on the walls when they're not in use as wall art. Plus we'll have a bunch of shelving as well. And then we have like display shelving for all the Patreon models and the Patreon dioramas, which still needs to happen. We need to like mount a big giveaway wheel in here for the Battle Games Middle-earth giveaways through the Patreon campaign. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, man. But if you think of anything, send me an email. The email's on the channel page or on the website, zorpazorp.com. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, First Enchanter says, I really like the idea of more frequent, smaller streams, jump in, jump out. Yeah, I agree. It's also like, it's just about getting me doing it regularly and back in the habit. So that's also why, like, the big problem with the old streaming time is like, it would be like Sunday night for most of the world, but Monday morning for me. And doing a 5-hour stream on Monday morning every second week just destroyed productivity, because you lose all of Monday, and then you feel like the pressure of the week's deadlines because you're basically starting the week on Tuesday, and it was fierce. It was fierce. Oh. Are you serious, Richard? You don't know this? Richard Clemmer said, I only found out the other day that I won something from that wheel, and I was meant to name the Uruk captain. Mate, you didn't win something. You won 2 somethings, because you won a jackpot. So you actually own Boromir and the Uruk captain. Did you see in the video that they got dioramas made for them like 2 weeks ago? Go and check out the video that says, I think it's called I'm Making All of Middle-earth. And that's sort of announcing that, and then it's got some stuff on the Patreon dioramas at the back end. Definitely go and check that out, my mate. Your dudes get like a whole little focal point, and their dioramas have been built. One of them's got a little mini Helm's Deep diorama, and one of them is in the forests of Fangor. No, Armon Hen, right? Boromir. Oh, good. You saw. Yeah, they look so cool. Hey. Yes, I'm turning Elston. Hey, Elston. Yeah, I'm turning Commander into a Balrog. You've missed the beginning of the journey. I'm heading off to build a dollhouse and then go to bed. But yes, Commander will be a Balrog. Be'lakor will be a Balrog. Angron will be a Balrog. The Demon Prince will be a Balrog. It's like a long-term project for my very first Golden Demon entry, like years away. I'm going to be chipping away at this forever. But look at it. Look at these wings, man. It's Balrogs. They're all just Balrogs with skulls and corn symbols on them. It's going to be perfect. All right. Sleepy time for me. Thank you, guys. I will see you all very, very soon. Thanks for tuning in. First Chance says, I know you're about to leave, but I have to ask while I have the chance, is there plans to finish the Doggle Doer board? Absolutely. I love the Doggle Doer board. It's my favorite board I've ever built. All I want to do is keep working on it, but every time I make a video on it, it just bombs. So I'm just waiting until the channel gets big enough that I can make a video on it and find a new angle into the project with a bigger audience that I can trick the algorithm into working. But I love the Doggle Doer board. That is the first quarter of a 12-foot long Doggle Doer board I have fully sketched out and planned. I definitely want to work on that. I love it so much. And also it's in Australia right now, so it will have to be shipped over first. But definitely going to be worked on, so fear not. It's just a while away. But lots of stuff to do. Lots of stuff between now and then. Alright, farewell friends. See you all real soon. Bye.